Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got quite a few things to go over. New Mega Evolution rumors have popped up for Pokemon Legends EA. Pokemon Club has been announced. We have a ton of new events to go over. There's loads of stuff to break down today. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's go over some brand new Pokemon events and announcements. The first one is called the Terrestrial Crescendo. This was tweeted out by Cerebi, saying, Cerebi update, the next Pokemon Scarlet and Violet online competition has been revealed. The Terrestrial Crescendo. Use only 2 Pokemon in battle, one of which has to be Koraidon or Miraidon. All participants get Terra Shards and also a Master Ball. So I assume this is in cooperation with the brand new Shiny Koraidon and Miraidon distribution that is currently live now in certain parts of the world, obviously not everywhere yet. But yeah, if you do take part in this, you also get some Terra Shards and a Master Ball as well. It just says all participants as well, so I assume you don't even have to win any battles, probably just take part in like 3 or something like that. But either way, that's the first event. Moving on, we've got this update for the Pokemon anime. We've got Cerebi tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the final batch of episodes for Pokemon Horizons Season 2 The Search for Lacroix is now live on Netflix in the US and other territories. So if you want to watch the final episodes of Horizons, it is now on Netflix. Next up, we have this update for Pokemon Sleep. We've got Cerebi tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, Pokemon Sleep is to add the Amber Canyon location on November the 6th, 2025. So a couple of months away yet, but that is a brand new location that is going to be available in Pokemon Sleep. And then finishing things off, we've got Cerebi tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, registration is now open for the next Pokemon Scarlet and Violet online competition, the Grand Challenge 2026-2. It is open until 23:59 UTC on the 2nd of October 2025, which is when battles begin. But either way though, that is all of the latest Pokemon events and announcements. Moving on, let's go over this very interesting bit of information here. We may have a potential hint at a new Mega Evolution in the Legends EA Mega Dimension DLC. So we've got Soul Silver out here tweeting out saying, Legends EA spoilers, I think I'm sold on my friend Lumi's Mega Lantern theory. So in Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, the professor's lab where Sycamore was studying Mega Evolution, they used to have an image of Trubbish, but now in ZA, it's the Lantern line. So as you can see here on this image, it is Trubbish just above you on this sort of like screen. And then in Pokemon Legends EA, you can kind of see that it's Lantern now. So they've actually changed the Pokemon that was displayed on that TV. Again, might not mean anything because obviously it could just be one of those TVs that just displays loads of different images. However though, next to Lantern is a DNA helix, which is literally the symbol of Mega Evolution. So that's another kind of step in the right direction for Mega Lantern. Also, they added a Pinsir image on the wall, and a Pinsir is a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. They could be using it to further study Mega Evolution. So if they are kind of studying Mega Evolution more in this image, as you can see on the left of the Lantern, there is one of Pinsir's sort of Pinsir who can Mega Evolve. So maybe this whole setup is kind of just researching Mega Evolution and new Mega Evolved Pokemon and stuff like that. Lastly, a tentative list of the available Pokemon in Pokemon Legends EA's Pokédex has leaked, and Lantern isn't there. So it could be a Pokemon that could be added in the DLC and therefore get a Mega Evolution in the DLC too. Now, we are expecting, well, I mean, you'd like to think we're going to get some returning Pokemon in the DLC. We always have gotten returning Pokemon in paid DLC before, in the Scarlet and Violet DLC and the Sword and Shield DLC. So you'd expect us to get some returning Pokemon in this one. And yeah, in the Pokédex, Lantern and Chinchou are not there. So that means that potentially Lantern and Chinchou return in the Mega Dimension DLC, and within that it gets a Mega Evolution. The only thing is, obviously these portals start popping up, I assume, after you beat the game. So how would they know about Mega Lantern if it's obviously in a different dimension? Because we're assuming we're finding these Mega Evolutions, these new ones, in different dimensions. So that's the only kind of flaw in this theory, in my opinion. I'd love to see a Mega Lantern. I think it's a Pokemon that would definitely benefit from it, but yeah, there's a couple kind of like loopholes and stuff in this theory. But either way, you never know, we could be seeing Mega Lantern in Pokemon Legends EA's Mega Dimension DLC. Moving on, I thought this was an interesting bit of information to go over regarding one of the media outlets and their kind of experience playing Pokemon Legends ZA and kind of complaining about it being a little bit too difficult. We've got Centro Leaks here tweeting out saying video game journalists are now complaining that Pokemon Legends ZA is too hard. So their exact quote was that I also discovered one deeply frustrating oversight. So after several torturous minutes battling an Alpha Binacle, I found down by Not Paris's waterfront, eventually getting it down to the last slither of red HP, a brief cutscene triggered to indicate the day had officially switched to night, and therefore the ZA Royale was now open for entrance. How did that impact my epic struggle with Binacle? You can probably guess from the frustration, it reset its health back to full. So while my battered end of battle team remained, well, battered, not cool, and given this cutscene triggered twice in my limited time with Pokemon Legends ZA's Wild Zones, also quite worrying. I'll have to enter every fight with a more challenging alpha Pokemon knowing there's a risk my opponent could suddenly get reset to full HP at any moment. I most likely just won't bother. Another journalist at the event noted their HP also resets if you get slightly too far away, as they learned the hard way by attempting to regroup and think of a plan. So what they're complaining about here is Pokemon's HP kind of going up after a certain thing happens. So we covered it, I think, in yesterday's video, where if you go too far away from the Pokemon, if you exit the Wild Zone, or if it changes from day to night, the Pokemon's HP will reset. Now, again, it will be a bit annoying, obviously, if you're in this alpha battle for ages, and then, you know, suddenly after all your hard work, they suddenly get all their HP back. That will be a little bit annoying. But we know from these media outlets that they were severely underleveled for these alpha battles. So this guy was probably spending loads of time on this alpha battle with underleveled Pokemon, getting it all the way down to red HP, and then obviously losing all that work because it just goes up. So I can see why they're pissed, but I think in the actual game, you're gonna be more leveled when you're taking on these alpha Pokemon, so it won't be as difficult when you're actually battling them. And maybe just don't battle alpha Pokemon that are like 20 levels above you or 15 levels above you, you know, just go grind up first and then go back. I feel like you can't really complain about a game being too difficult if you're underprepared, but that's just my kind of personal opinion. I get with this sort of demo, they couldn't really do too much about it because they couldn't go off and grind, so that's fair enough. I think they were just a little bit annoyed that they'd spent ages on this Binacle and then they lost all that hard work. But it's definitely something to note and to think about. Whether it changes in the full game or not, it probably won't. But when you are battling alpha Pokemon, when you're battling any kind of Pokemon in this game, wild Pokemon, and it does change from ZA, from the day to the night, the HP will get replenished. So that's just something to think about, some food for thought. But either way, wanted to go over that just because I thought it was quite funny that people are now complaining that Pokemon is too hard when I think they were just a little bit underprepared for it. But anyway, that's that. Coming up next, we have a brand new Pokemon thing announced, Pokemon Club. We've got Go Nintendo tweet here posting saying Pokemon Club program combines learning and passion for Pokemon. So this was tweeted out, as I say, on Go Nintendo tweet saying the Cool Kids Club. So Pokemon Club is a new program providing young trainers with tools to learn and develop skills through playing the Pokemon trading card game and other Pokemon themed activities. In partnership with the American Library Association, we're making this program available at public and school libraries in the US and Canada beginning October the 1st, 2025. So that's next week. At these friendly, inclusive spaces, players can learn strategic thinking, math, and reading comprehension through their passion for Pokemon. Playing the Pokemon TCG inspires teamwork and creativity, from exciting battles to collecting cards. The Pokemon Club program encourages younger players to build lifelong friendships and hone academic abilities alongside fellow Pokemon fans. Interested librarians can learn more, including how to apply for the Pokemon Club program on the American Library Association website. So if you do have any kids and you really want them to get into Pokemon and stuff, then this could definitely be something for you. I'd probably check with like your local libraries and stuff, see if they are kind of, I guess, taking part in this Pokemon Club thing. And if they are, then obviously happy days, because you'll be able to go to it and stuff, and you'll be able to take your kids and show them Pokemon and everything. So yeah, I don't know. It's something that some of you guys might be interested in. Thought I'd include it in today's video anyway. Finishing things off for today's video, we have a new Pokemon Legends ZA rumor to go over regarding multiple new Mega Evolutions in the DLC. So this was posted on the 13th of September, so a little bit of time has passed since this obviously was posted, but obviously it hasn't been deconfirmed yet because we haven't had any more information about the DLC. Take it with a grain of salt though, it's probably fake, but you never know. So let's take a look. The base DLC Mega Evolutions. So apparently we're getting the Serpentite, so that's obviously for Serperior. We're getting the Incinerite, which is for Incineroar, and we're getting the Primarite, which is for Primarina. So those are the only those are the starters we'd expect to see in the next Legends game. Because in Legends Arceus, we obviously had Gen 2, Gen 5, Gen 7. In Legends EA, we've had Gen 2, Gen 2, Gen 5. So in the next Legends game, you'd expect to see the last Gen 5 and then the last 2 Generation 7 Pokemon as well, which in this case would be Snivy, Litten, and Poplio. But apparently they're getting the DLC Mega Evolutions anyway, which again, I don't think they will, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Raichu X and Raichu Y, that's already been confirmed, revealed for the Mega Dimension DLC. We're getting the Miloticite, so that's for Milotic. We're getting the Yanmeganite, that's for Yanmega, so we'd have Mega Yanmega. The Hydreigonite, which is for Hydreigon. The Chlorizite, which is for Chloritza. The Turtonatorite for Turtonator, which again was one of the alleged DLC, one of the alleged Mega Evolutions that was either scrapped or going to be available in the DLC. We have the Xerneasite for Xerneas, and we have the Yveltalite as well for Yveltal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I won't count Raichu, the Raichus. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. New Mega Evolutions in the DLC that haven't been revealed. 12 if we're counting Raichu and the 2 Raichus. Obviously, they have been revealed, but they are brand new Mega Evolutions. As well as in the base DLC, you're going to be able to get the Mewtwoite X, so Mewtwo X, Mewtwo Y, Latiosite, the Latiasite, the Red Orb, the Blue Orb, and the Meteorite as well. So Mega Mewtwo X and Y, Mega Latios, Mega Latias, Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and also Rayquaza as well. So those are also going to be available in the base DLC, which I expect to happen because we're going through these dimensional portals. So it's likely that we're going to be going to these legendary locations, battling them there, and obviously being able to catch them, which is going to be really cool. I'd love a real-time battle taking on like a Mega Mewtwo Y or something. I think it'd be really, really sick. And then in the, if you have the saved data for Pokemon Sword and Shield, you'll be able to get a Volcanion. So that's not saying Mega Volcanion, it's just saying you're going to be able to get this mythical Pokemon with Sword and Shield save data. So I assume what would happen there is that maybe a scientist or something, if you go to them, they say, you know, that if you have got Sword and Shield save data, they'll say, oh, I found this other portal, here's the coordinates for it or whatever, and then you go and then you go to Volcanion. And then it says with Scarlet and Violet save data, you get the Diancie and Mega Diancie as well. Again, I assume the situation would just be if a scientist was there, they'd just be like, this is the location for this is the location for this, or something like that. If you have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl save data, you get the Torterrorite, the Infernapite, and the Empoleonite. So Mega Generation 4 starters also apparently in the DLC. I don't think they'd give you 3 Mega Evolutions for having saved data though. I think it's very, very unlikely. New Mega Evolutions, they're probably going to paywall, just like they are doing with Mega Dimension. I don't think they're going to give us them for free with BDSP save data. I mean, I guess you've technically already paid something to get BDSP, but again, they're going to paywall that. They're not going to give 3 Mega Evolutions for free. It's actually 6 as well, because it says with Legends Arceus save data, you get the Decidueye, the Typhlosionite, and then the Samurotite as well. So Mega Decidueye, Mega Typhlosion, and Mega Samurott also in the game with Legends Arceus save data. So that's 6 free Mega Evolutions that you get for save data. I mean, I guess you have to get the DLC in the first place. So that's like 16 odd new Mega Evolutions in this DLC, but obviously a lot of them are, a few of them are obviously behind save data. And then also it says, finally, in the DLC update, you get Zeraora and the Zeraorite. So I don't know what the DLC update is, because it says base DLC and then DLC update. I assume we'd get like a free update later on down the line or something, and that would give us Zeraora and Zeraorite. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm all for loads of new Mega Evolutions, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think they're going to give us 6 of them for free just for having save data. Very, very unlikely to be the case. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this rumor here for the Pokemon Legends EA Mega Evolution DLC. or the Mega Dimension DLC, should I say. Let me know if you think it's real or not. What are your thoughts on Pokemon Club? Again, it's probably only really going to apply to people that have kids and stuff. And then, yeah, the Legends EA being too difficult for some gaming journalists. Do you think we're going to see Mega Lantern in the DLC? And then, yeah, these are all the latest events and announcements for various different Pokemon things. Like I say, if you have Shiny Koraidon and Miraidon, you may as well take well, I mean, you don't even need them to be shiny. But if you want to take part in it, you get some Terra Shards and a free Master Ball as well, so it's kind of useful doing it. But anyway, that's everything for today's video. If you enjoyed, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500. Does really help out the video, the channel, all that good stuff. Leave a comment, like, say, with anything we covered in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.